Welcome to my little demonstration of the ZTE OpenSea phone, a phone which runs the Firefox operating system. And I think it's fair to say that if you don't know what the Firefox OS is, it's a smartphone operating system based on Linux, but specifically for the emerging markets such as South America and India, and possibly even China as well. Certainly other countries in Asia. There are a number of phones by different providers, by different manufacturers that have been released with the Firefox operating system on, and they're being sold in different parts of the world. So by the Mozilla Foundation. The handset that is available in the United Kingdom, it's the only one that's available in the United Kingdom, is this OpenSea from ZTE, and it's available exclusively through eBay UK. So this demonstration is not really just an unboxing. I find those terminally boring. So there will be a little bit of an unboxing in there, but I'll try and get through that as quickly as possible. And I'd like to show you a bit of the functionality of the phone, what it can do, where its plus and minus points are, etc. So I'm going to give you, to start off the demonstration, by just giving you a little specification list of the handset, so you know where you are in terms of where it fits in the marketplace. It's running a Qualcomm Snapdragon 200 processor, dual core, 1.2 gigahertz. Looking at Wikipedia, the other devices that are running Snapdragon 200s are not very high end. They're low end, LGs, Huawei's, HTC's, etc. It's got a 4-inch screen, 480 by 800. It's got a 2 megapixel rear facing camera, 512 meg of RAM. You can put a smart card in there, SD card, and that's 4 gigabytes only. It's got a 1400 milliamp hour battery, and it can do HSDPA plus, but can't do 4G. So that's where we are at the spec list. So finally we are at the actual unboxing, so we'll get this out of the way quickly. It's quite a well packaged device. It has a little cardboard sleeve, recycled cardboard sleeve, which will just slip off. The box is fairly normal fare for phones these days. Take the top off. Normally the phone would actually be in a little cellophane bag, but I've already taken it out and charged it all up. So if we just get rid of the phone now, you'll see there's a little Firefox orange cardboard insert, which we will take out. Then we have the first of the items that you get with it, which is the instruction book and the health and safety guide, etc. Quick start guide. Then the power adapter, which is in this case is a 3-pin UK plug with a little tail that has a USB socket on it. Then to the actual USB cable, standard fare USB cable with a micro USB plug on, and then the ubiquitous headphone set, which is the headphone cable and the little foam pads. Get all this packaging out of the way. Now we'll do a little size comparison with some other phones that are on the market. So there's the OpenSea, and this is a BlackBerry Z30, which is quite a big phone now, and then from a couple of years ago, which is the Galaxy S3, which was quite big then, but is not anywhere near the size of the phones nowadays. So as you can see, not the biggest phone on the market, but certainly not the smallest, and quite well put together, quite sturdy and well built. Right, we finally get to have a look at the phone proper. If we have a look at the top, the bottom, we've got the USB power socket, charging and getting data on and off. We've got the 3.5mm jack and the on-off button at the top. One side we have nothing, and the other side we have the volume toggle. On the back we've got a slightly, very slightly rubberized surface. It gives you a tactile feel, reminiscent of the HTC Wildfire. In fact, the whole build does, as well as the camera at the back as well, of course. So if we power it up by holding down the on-off button and go through the boot up procedure, see we've got the Firefox OS logo, and then it goes straight into an animation of the fox with a fiery tail. Then we have the manufacturer, in this case it's ZTE. Tells us again that it's Firefox OS, and then you're straight into the GUI. Okay, finally we get into the phone with a quick swipe. Looks like a pretty standard Android phone to be, if you look at it, with the workspaces and the icons. We've got some standard built-in applications. Obviously the phone is important on a phone. We've got the contacts application for your details, messaging for text messages, and then we come to Firefox, which is the built-in browser. Obviously the whole thing is built around this. Just waiting for software download. We'll do that later on. I'll come out, go back in, and we'll do a Google search just so you can see how quick it is. We'll search for Firefox. We'll go and do an image search. Now obviously this is on Wi-Fi, but it's pretty rapid. There's no discernible lag. Now search for some news on Firefox. There's a built-in radio which will work with if you've got your headphones in, because it uses that as an antenna, as most things do. And if we scroll over here, we've got some built-in applications. We've got a little notepad application. Let's put a little note in. Things to do. Spelled incorrectly. Apologies for the contrast in some of these images. And then we've got a clock, standard clock, alarm, timer, stopwatch. We've got the video and the audio applications, which plays things from the memory card. We've got a nice little application here which actually keeps track of your mobile data tariff. So if you put in how much your tariff is a month, say 250 meg, it'll tell you when you're getting close to that, which is quite neat. This is a great application, which is Here Maps, which is the old Nokia application. When Nokia was sold to a Microsoft, a lot of this sort of stuff was left behind, and this is what they rebranded them as. And Here Maps, I mean, Nokia Maps has always been very good, and this is no exception. It's a pretty good mapping tool. There's not much lag as you move around the screen. Pinch to zoom is quite quick. Again, apologies for the contrast here, but you'll see it in a minute. We'll go to go and get a satellite view on, and the contrast should be better. Let's get the satellite view on. Mistake there. Right, okay. Satellite view, yes. Preferences set. And if we pinch out, there you go. We have the full satellite view, which is pretty good, I think you'll agree. It's quite neat, because I haven't actually told you the price. I'll leave that right until the end. So far, all the sort of things you'd expect in a decent Android phone. It's got a built-in Twitter app and a Facebook app. Settings. Not going to spend much time on this. It's very reminiscent of any smartphone. For instance, if you go into the battery section, it's got power saving, etc., etc. If we go back into settings, and if we start scrolling up, we'll go to something like the display section. Again, all similar stuff. You've seen this before with any Android or Apple phone. Just you can change the wallpaper, you can change the brightness, the screen timeout, all those sort of things in here. So that's all fairly straightforward. And then we've got the the marketplace, but I've just noticed that my Wi-Fi connection's gone down, so let's see if we can bring that Wi-Fi connection back up. If you notice I swiped from the top there, that's very much like an Android phone. Switch the Wi-Fi back on. Yeah, it's giving me a connection. Yeah, so let's see if we can try and go into the marketplace again. Marketplace, as you might expect, is like Google Play, which is where you download all your apps. All the apps are HTML5 apps, so some of them are designed specifically HTML5 apps, some of them are just links. Right, so you've seen a quick whiz round Firefox OS and the ZTE OpenC phone, and now for the verdict. Well, it's not a power user's phone, but then it doesn't pretend to be. But the really, really impressive thing about the phone is that you can buy that brand new in the United Kingdom for £38 sterling, which is about 63 US dollars, and that has to be an incredible value, good value phone, smartphone, which is entirely usable on a daily basis. If you just want to do basic smartphone app stuff, you don't want anything highly anything to really push the processor. You can keep up to date with all your social networking, and you can do all of your browsing of your web and do your email entirely comfortably. So as a verdict, I would say, what have you got to lose?